Hello everyone, welcome back to the Watchtower. I am up here logging in for monitor duty, and today we are going to be going over the DC animated movie, Justice League Dark, Apokolips War. That's coming up next. Alright everyone, like I was saying, today we're doing a review of Justice League Dark, Apokolips War. This is going to be a spoiler review. So if you have not seen the movie yet, please, turn this video off now, go see the movie, come back, and then watch it now, because we are going to be diving deep into the movie and doing spoilers and everything. So, fair warning now, let's go ahead and jump into it, everyone. So this is the last DC animated movie in their current DC animated universe timeline. Since 2011, they've had a string of movies that have all been interconnected. Not all their movies, but a bunch of their movies have been in this shared animated universe. This is the finale of that universe. So now, going forward, if they launch another universe or whatever, or movies won't be standalone, but they're doing something different going forward, we don't know yet. So this is the last movie in that animated universe. This is a culmination of 9 years of storytelling. This is R-rated, so this is very much not for children. I almost said not for adults. Not for adults. Only children can watch R-rated movies. No, this is not for children. There is a lot of violence, a lot of blood, animated blood, but still a lot of people getting ripped in half, torn up, kids getting killed. So I want to let your kids watch it. Scar them for life, watching other kids get killed. And then there's also quite a bit of swearing and everything in it, and all that kind of good stuff. All that adult fun. So yeah, not for kids, R-rated. And like I always do with these guys, I want to do my pros, my cons, and then give it an overall score. So, alright, let's go ahead and jump right in. We'll do the pros first and then the cons. And so, my first pro for this movie, and I feel like this is a pro in every anime movie I do, but this one is no different, is the voice cast. They do such a good job casting the voice for these. And everybody who's in this movie is people that have been in multiple DC movies in this universe now, so no new names or anything like that. All familiars, all people we're familiar with, all people that that are good in their roles. Had Jason O'Mara as Batman, Stuart Allen as Robin, Jerry O'Connell as Superman, Rebecca Romijn as Lois Lane, Rainn Wilson as Lex Luthor, and then a bunch of other people. But still, just across the board, really, really good voice cast. Nothing bad to say about those. They all do a really good job casting the voices for these movies. My next pro is characterization. The character arcs in this movie are really well done. There is such a good job with the character arcs. Whether it's Constantine, who is pretty much the main character in this, Constantine is Superman, but he's got really good characterization throughout this whole movie. Whether he starts out kind of like jaded and stuff, where what stuff happened, and then by the end, kind of like embrace just like his whole thing, and just Matt Ryan as Constantine is just perfect for that character. I hope they do more animated stuff with him where he still gets to voice Constantine, because he's perfect at it. And then Superman's arc in this is great as well. A lot of characters have really great arcs in this. Etrigan the Demon has a pretty good arc. I like his arc. He's more like the comic relief in this, but he has a pretty good arc in this as well. A lot of different characters have really great arcs, so that's another pro for me, is the characterization in this movie is just spot on, and it feels, for the most part, like these characters. Another pro, this movie is very emotional. So just this movie is called Apokolips War, and they really emphasize the war part of it. There are a lot of characters that die in this. A lot. And something that, you really don't see in comics and stuff, that keep characters on this scale, dying, and dying gruesomely and stuff, and just the emotion, it's emotional. Some of these characters, these are big characters and they're just like dying, and it's just, and some like other characters' reaction stuff to them is just really, really rough. Like, so, here's a spoiler here. Robin gets blasted by Omega beams as Batman's watching, and Batman's emotional reaction to watching his son get killed by Darkseid is just, I mean, it's rough. I mean, it's cartoon characters. I don't even really like, Damian Wayne that much, but Batman's reaction to it, it's rough. And then Superman and Lois Lane saying goodbye to each other when they think they're not going to see each other again is just really, really packs a punch. And then Constantine and just different characters, it's really emotional. It puts you through the ringer in this movie, because these are beloved characters and a lot of them are dying and stuff, and just dying unexpectedly and stuff. So just very, very emotional. But and that's what. But you feel it, and you want that connection with those characters. You want the writers to do a good enough job so when these characters die, you feel that, and pay homage to these characters, and they do. And it's rough. My last pro is the action in this. Very, very well done action in this. Really well animated. There's a lot of action in this movie because, war, but just some really good epic fight scenes and stuff. I really, really enjoyed it. Such a good job with the fighting and everything. It looked really well done, so great action, just, you watch this movie, it's almost non-stop action in this movie, but just such a good job with the action and everything in it. I can't complain about that. So that's all my pros. So my cons. My first con is the first attack on Apokolips. So I felt like there were some plot holes with this first attack on Apokolips. So the movie pretty much starts out where the Justice League have decided that they've found some sort of intel that Darkseid's going to attack the Earth again. He's shoring up his armies and everything. So they decide they're going to go on the offensive and they're going to attack him first, and they're going to beat him before he can come to Earth and fight. And then throughout the process of their detailing their whole plan, what they're going to do, it shows Darkseid on Apokolips. And he's watching them detail their plan, so he knows the whole plan when they get there, and it's an ambush. It's never explained how he had someone if he had someone inside watching them. There's never a traitor revealed. I thought it was like Cyborg or something, and he somehow got into the Cyborg system and was watching it, but it's never detailed how he's watching this whole plan, and he can set a trap for him and wipe out pretty much all the Justice League. So that part was like a huge problem for me. I didn't understand, how he knew they were coming. It was just convenient for the story. All of a sudden, oh my goodness, everything. They've lost everything, and a whole bunch of the Justice League are dead and everything, and now they got to do this, sets up the story for later on and everything, and them coming back. Also with that attack, the other thing that I really didn't understand with it was the rationale for them to go and attack Apokolips, because they said they're going to take the fight to Apokolips before he can attack Earth. But it's the Justice League. They're not going to kill Darkseid, so at the very least they're just going to prolong the inevitable if they would have won, because at some point he's going to come back to Earth and attack. So I'm not really sure what the plan was. They could have shored up defenses on Earth and everything and been waiting for him on Earth. It would have been the same purpose. I know there was the whole thing they were trying to avoid, Earth, civilians and stuff getting killed and everything by taking it to him. But, they're going to his home turf, and the plan is they're just going to, beat him up and then leave. I mean, he's just going to rebuild his armies and everything. What's the plan? So, I don't know. I had a problem with the whole first attack on Titan, but I realized that they had to do it to set up to do the springboard for the rest of the story, but still, I had a problem with the whole setup. Another con, there is a battle, it's not very long, you don't really get to see it, on Oa. So, after Darkseid defeats the Justice League and everything, you jump forward 2 years, and he's attacked the Earth and wiped out the Earth and everything, and then he decides to go and attack Oa. And most of the fighting occurs, like, he's off attacking Oa, then they come back and, like, Oa's, like, destroyed. He's killed, like, pretty much, at this point, all the Green Lanterns and all the Guardians. There's a couple left, and he's, like, making short work of them. My two issues with this thing, first, like, they really showed, like, the Green Lantern Corps as, like real, like, big pushovers. Like, Darkseid could just show up, just boom to Apokolips, to Oa, and just take them out. First off, there's, like, a shield around Oa, so people can't just, like, boom tube into it. He would have to boom tube outside of it and try to get through the shield, which they don't show. They just show up on Oa, attacking Oa. I mean, you know. And then the Guardians of the Galaxy are ancient and most powerful beings in the universe, and he just rolls through them. It really made the Green Lantern Corps seem like chumps and pushovers, and I did not buy that he could just roll through them so easily. By himself, too. By himself. Didn't have anybody else with him. By himself, wrecks the entire Green Lantern Corps. And I'm just like, okay, if he could do that at any time, why didn't he? Why didn't he just roll through them at any point? Because, you know, he has to realize that they're a threat or whatever. Why would he not just roll through them whatever? You know, they're against him. And also, when he's destroying the Earth and everything, and killed the Justice League and everything, or most of the Justice League, how come the Green Lantern Corps didn't go to Earth and intervene then? It really didn't make any sense. And it was just like they did it to just be like, we have to come up with an excuse to get rid of the Green Lantern Corps, so people aren't like, well, why did the Green Lantern Corps step in? But it was just like, it was not a very long scene either, like maybe 2 minutes, and Green Lantern Corps is gone. I had a problem with the whole battle. I just feel like, you know, they shortchange them and they treat them like chumps, and the Green Lantern Corps will be like, boom. I mean, the Green Lantern Corps have wrecked Apokolips before in the comics and stuff, and put the beat down on Darkseid. So I just felt like, no, I had a problem with that. My last con is some characters didn't get a big end moment. And some of this is a little bit of a nitpick because there are so many characters in this, and there are so many characters that die, but there's so many big characters that a lot of them just die like that, just like quick, like off the bat. Some even die off screen, you don't even get to see them. And I just felt like some of these characters, I felt like I wanted more of like a moment with them, you know, because they're like, you know, they're big deals. Like Green Lantern Hal Jordan, there's one quick scene of him getting ripped apart by parademons, and that's it. That's done. He's done. No more. I'm like, really? That's it? Hal Jordan? He's been in these animated movies now since 2011, in all these different Justice League movies, and he doesn't even have any speaking lines in any of the movie, and they just show him getting ripped apart by parademons. A little bit of issue with that, and then, you know, other characters and stuff. Shazam just gets killed off, like almost pretty much off screen. You don't even see his death. You just see him getting overwhelmed by parademons, and then it pans back really far, and he yells Shazam, and all this lightning comes down, and then you don't see him again. So you're assuming that he died, but he took a bunch of them with him. I don't know. I just felt like some of these characters, and I get it because there's so many characters that you're doing that you can't spend time giving everyone a moment, and certain characters do get a moment. Like Robin gets a moment, and, you know, Batman does everything, but then they have this moment with him, but then Raven just does this thing and brings him back to life. So that was just like, she didn't try to bring anybody else back to life. Why didn't she try to bring anybody else back to life? I don't know. And they didn't really explain that. She just like used her power to bring Robin back to life. Unless I'm missing, you know, what Raven's power set is, but it's just, I was a little disappointed with some of the characters who didn't get a big ending like I wanted them to. But, you know, I understand why they couldn't, because there's so many characters and everything, and it's telling such a story that they can't give all these characters a big moment. Alright, so that's my pros, that's my cons. In wrap-up, as harsh as it seems like it was in the cons, I really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a good wrap-up to the last 9 years of their animated universe. I thought it was a really good wrap-up. And they have other movies coming and stuff out there right now, so they're like standalone and everything. But I thought this was a really good wrap-up to that universe, and we'll see where they go from here with everything. But I like this wrap up so much. Thought it was very, very fitting. It had kind of an Endgame feel to it in a good way. But I think, in a little bit way, now they did a better job than Endgame. But they had this whole thing at the beginning where they have a huge defeat, and then they jump, and then in this they jump 2 years in the future. And then it shows what the world's like for the Justice League 2 years after they had this huge defeat. And them trying to come up with a plan and everything to defeat Darkseid, much like the Avengers did trying to defeat Thanos. This didn't pull as many punches as Endgame, though. They were not worried about wiping out characters and killing characters, which Endgame kind of did that in Infinity War. But they brought them all back. But this was like permanent death. They're like, nope. Done for right now, because at the very end of it they have Flash running really fast to reset time, so they'll probably bring all these characters back and they'll be in a new universe, but we'll see where that goes. So no one stays dead in comics. They can't keep them dead. They gotta keep telling these stories. That's where the money's at. So, but anyway, circling back around, I really like this movie. I thought it was very well done. If I had to grade it, I would give it probably an 8 out of 10. I thought it was one of the better ones that they've done in this animated universe. The art style was a lot better too than what I have said so many times about how much I hated the art style of these shared animated movie universes. They did not have that same art style in this one. I don't know why they changed it for this one, but they did, and I'm glad they did, because that other art style sucked. I just hated that art style. So I'm glad they switched it up. Glad they changed it. 8 out of 10 on this one for me, guys. I highly recommend that if you like these characters, if you've been watching these movies, if you watch this one as well, I think it's highly worth your time. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you the next time that I log in for monitor duty up here in the Watchtower. Stay safe, everyone.